Hey guys, we're back with another video today. We're actually working on a Skyline today. We're trying to get a few jobs done so we can actually get this thing out for some wet skid pan days. We're going to be doing some lower control arm bushes, the front suspension today. Don't worry, the Honda's still there, it's not going to go anywhere. I've managed to pick up a set of Achilles 123S semi-slick tyres for the thing for 200 bucks for a whole set. So we're going to be putting 235 by 40 on the front and 255 by 35 on the rear. I think they're 35s. Yeah, 255 by 35. So 200 bucks, we've done pretty well. We've done 200 bucks for them, 200 bucks for the wheels, 200 bucks for the suspension. And so we're going to do a quick service on it today as well. I got my matey helping me today. So nice hot day here in Sydney. It's about 30 degrees today. Now this is what we're replacing. If you jack up your Skyline or your 350Z or whatever you have, like that, the same sort of chassis as what these are, go like this with the wheel. Actually, I'll sit the camera down so you can see what I mean. If you can do that with the wheel, it means your lower control arm's completely knackered. So you can see how it's moving back and forth. I'll show you what it looks like on the other side here. It's a pretty common sort of issue with these. I think there's a fair bit of stuff on the internet on how to do them. I'll just show you in here. You can see that bush there. If your arm's sitting all the way forward like that, it should be sitting right in the middle. That means your lower control arms bushes are worn out. So we're going to get all that apart, get the shocks out of it, put the 350Z shocks in it, and that'll be it. We're going to do an oil change, stuff like that. These are the 350Z shocks that I picked up for 200 bucks for front and rear. So let's get started. And now something I like to do every car that I buy, doesn't matter whether it was just last serviced or not, is oil flush it before I drain the oil on it. So it's just a bit of protection, just to make sure you flush anything out, just in case it's missed services and stuff like that. So not essential, but it's a good practice to sort of do. Okay, so we've got most of that done. So what we're going to do now, we're going to just take the mid muffler out of it. So I'll do a quick sound clip to see what the exhaust sounds like without the muffler delete. So we'll start up now, we'll do a quick clip on it. So what we're removing is this big, huge set of muffler under the car here. Get my lay board to move, so you can see how big the thing is. It actually like loops around the actual tail shaft. So that's what we're going to delete. We're going to get rid of that. I've got this muffler off. I'm pretty keen to weigh how heavy the actual thing is. So I've got my trusty semi-accurate scales here. So I'm just going to weigh it, sit it on its end, to see how much weight we've taken out of the car with this thing. So it's pretty damn heavy. So looking at that, not as heavy as I thought. It's about 12 kilos, so still a fair bit of weight out of the car anyway. So now another mod I picked up for this car is one of these throttle controllers. Now this is just a cheap Chinese brand, which I think mostly they're all made in China anyway. Now we're going to see, because like I said, on the CVT it sort of feels a little bit delayed when you give it a bit of stick. So I thought I'd pick this up. I paid $80 for this plus $10 postage. So it's a 5-mode throttle controller. Comes with your adapter here. It's a pretty easy mod to fit. You don't really need to do any cutting or anything like that. So it's just a piggyback harness. So if you look down underneath here, it'd be hard to see if the camera can pick it up. There's a plug just up underneath here on your pedal. You can see the plug just there. So you unplug that, plug that in between, plug that into your box here, and then run your harness and run your wire up. So we'll get that plugged in and we'll see if it makes a difference. Alright, let's do a quick sound clip. We've deleted that muffler. Took about 12 kilos out of the system, so we'll have another listen to see what it sounds like without it. It's not much louder, but So you can see it's made a little bit louder. It's probably, I need to make it a bit louder. I like things to be loud, but we'll see anyway. But we fitted the throttle controller up before. The screen's so dull on it, but I don't know if you can't even barely make the letters out, but that's what you get for buying second-hand parts. So I haven't driven it to see what that's like yet, but we'll take that for a spin. We've got our tyres fitted up, so we've got the semi-slicks on the back now, and then we've also got the 235s on the front as well. So that's probably it for today's video. We've done a fair bit, or not a fair bit to video actually, but just we've done a fair bit. We've got the springs on the front, the lower control arm bush is done, car's looking pretty cool. It's surprising how much better it looks with a set of wheels on it. So we'll wrap it up today. The next video I'll probably do will be actually going to a skid pan, so that'll be our next video, because I didn't want to sort of do too much on this thing with too much of building the car and doing all the parts to it and stuff like that sort of thing. We want to get it out and have fun with it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'll see how a CVT goes on the wet skid pan at Eastern Creek. So we're hoping to probably book a day probably early January, and we'll just give it a hard time out there and see what it does. So anyway, thanks heaps for watching. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers, see ya, bye.